Okay, so again, our first topic for this afternoon, no, is to determine the minimum plumbing facilities, or in short, how do we determine the number of plumbing fixtures in a building? No, say for instance, in an office space, how many water closets are required? How many water lavatories are required? No, things like that. So this is all. This is gonna be what it is all about, no? How to determine the required plumbing fixtures. So for residential buildings like houses, and it's very easy because we get that quantity man from our clients, no? Because they will usually tell us man during the meeting, no, how many CRs they would need, no, or in the more formal terms, TNB. So kanama CR in architecture we call that TNB, which stands for toilet and bath, no, TNB. So of course, in a residence, your client will usually tell you that no pila ka TNB they need in a given project or in a house. So they will tell you we need three, no, okay, one for the master TNB, then one for the guest, and then maybe tagsaan o TNB ang kada anak in that house. No, and then from there we determine the number of plumbing fixtures in each TNB. No, but typically your TNB class will contain three plumbing fixtures. No, it will usually contain a lavatory or yung lababo, then water closet, the toilet bowl, and of course a shower area or a bathtub. No, so of course obviously you'd know those plumbing fixtures are present in your TNBs. No, right there at your houses or from where you're currently staying at. So they're always there, the lavatory, the water closet, and a shower area, or if not, a bathtub. So I hope you familiarize yourself with those types of plumbing fixtures in Module 3. But to determine the required quantity of plumbing fixtures on other buildings, like your schools, your malls, or mga office buildings, we'll be using a table found on the National Building Code of the Philippines. So let me just share you that table. Well, afterwards, we'll have some sample problems, no, to determine how many water closets are required on a specific building. Okay, so can you see now the PDF file, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For a while, Okay, so you can find this in the National Building Code of the Philippines, no, diba? I think I've given you the link, man, and you can also find it on Module 1 on Module, the link where to download this. But please use this copy, that I will provide, kaning the ones that I'm showing you right now, because the one on the National Plumbing Code, yun mismo has mga typographical errors, no? You might be confused nga. Somehow the requirements would not make much sense. So just use this one since I've corrected it and edited it. So you can find this one, kanya ko ang specific copy under the Files tab of our general channel on MS Teams. So you can find that here. You click Files, then you see there are different folders. No, so of course, modules is where the PDF versions of the modules are found. Then if you go here, tables for computation. So pwede na akong upload. Anyways, I'll just upload it here on this folder. No? So for in plumbing class, there will be allotment of computations as we progress through this course. So every table, every reference table that we will use on those computations, I will upload it here on this folder. Okay, so for example, let's now go on to the table. So on the first column, you can see here the types of building or occupancy. No, so we have requirements for assembly places like your theaters, auditoriums, convention halls, for employee use. Then we also have the same types of buildings but for the public use. So they have different plumbing fixture requirements. Now, for example, this one, no, the first row, assembly places for employee use. So you can see here the water closets required or water closets fixtures per person. So here you can see here arranged, no, one water closet per 1 to 15 nga male population of that specific building. And then as you go further along, as magkadaghan ang population, of course, the number of required fixtures will also increase. So for example, we have here, let's just say 40 females, no, on that specific type of building. So of course, it falls within this range nga, 36 to 55. Then of course, it needs 4 water closets. And then of course, there's a provision here, no, nga since kutob naman 55 ang range. So it says here that if over 55 na gani ang population, we need to add one more fixture for each additional 40 persons, or basta nalay mo sobra even though wa siya kaabot og 40 persons, we still need to add one fixture. Okay, so for example, no, if there are 20 males on this, let's just say a theater, no, for the employees on that theater, there are 20 males. So how many water closets man would be needed for that theater? Just for the employee use, pila man if 20 males. Okay, any volunteers? You can also write it on the chat. Your answers. Kung 20 males, how many water closets man? That is, hello, wala mo answer. Let me see. Okay, 9 answers sa chat. 8. Okay, the answer of 2. Okay, so the correct answer is, of course, 2, a water closet. So it falls in this range, no? So 20 males man, so between 16 to 35 no population. So there are you'd need 2 water closets. And then we also have the same, I also have different factors, no, for the urinals and lavatories and even showers and drinking fountains, no, for other building types. So that's how you would use this table right here. Okay, so now let's move on to the sample problems. Okay, here. Determine sample problem number 1. Determine the minimum required plumbing fixtures for a convention center that has a max capacity of 1,400 packs. Or when you say packs, so that is just referring to people. So the first thing you would do is really just to tabulate lang the required number of fixtures so that you can see it. You can visualize by the number of fixtures required. So for a while, let me just turn on the pen. So you can write it this way: male, then female. Then you could just abbreviate the plumbing fixtures required, no? So of course, in a male restroom, you would typically use the water closet or the toilet bowl, that's WC, the urinal, which stands for UR, and then of course lab for the lavatory or mga lababo. Then of course for a female restroom, it would be just water closets and lavatory. Equal. So the problem states that it has a max capacity of 1,400. So it doesn't explicitly say no nga how many are females or how many or males. So we're going to assume that split that population. So we just assume half, no? So in this problem, that will be 700, and of course the female will also be 700 for the population. So in total, that is 1,400. Okay. So that falls in this column right here, assembly places, uh, yeah, convention center. So it falls in here, no? That says convention halls. And of course, for public use na siya because it's referring naman to the max capacity of the building. So if we refer to this table here for the water closets, you can see nga 700. So nisubra na siya sa this range. So we already have a number. We already have a required number nga 3. No, that's for the first 400 males nga population. And then it says here over 400, add one fixture for each additional 500 males. So if you're going to compute no pila ang sobra after the range nga 400, that is 700 minus 400, so that's naisubra nga 300 no nga that wasn't accounted within this range. So there's a provision here nga for each additional 500 males man. So even though wala siya kaabot sa additional nga 500, we're still going to add one fixture because wala mo siya it did not fall within this range. So the total number of water closets for the male is 4. So that's the 3 is the first 400, and then ang sobrang 300 no kasi since 700 man siya, we're going to add one fixture. And then for the urinals, this one right here says here 4. So here, it falls within this range, no? Although lapas na siya kay 700 naman. So 4 plus katong additional nga 1 fixture for katong nalapas na. So there is an over of 100 nails, di ba? Is in 600 naman ang maximum range in here. So that's 4 plus the additional nga 1. So the urinals for required urinals for the male is 5. And then for the lavatories, you can see here that 700 males, it falls within this range, no, 401 to 750. So easily we can determine that the male requires 3 lavatories. Okay, and then for females, we'll use the same row. So females 700, that says here, that's 11, no, for the first 201 to 400. So again, we still have an over of 300 males. No, 400 plus 300 is 700. That's to ang total female population. So again, it says here, add additional 2 for each 300 female. So our over is exactly 300 months, so we'll add 2. So that's 11 plus additional 2, which is 13. Then for the lavatories, it's still the same, no? 3, 4 within this range, 401 to 750. So again, that still requires 3 water closets, no? Because it falls within this range. So that is 3. Okay. But a take note class, as you can see in some of the tables here, there's a footnote, kanisha, number 14. And that's a special provision that we need to satisfy later on. If you scroll through the bottom, you can see there the footnotes. No, I can see there number 14. Now it states there that the total number of water closets for females shall be at least equal to the total number of water closets and urinals required for males. So if I'm going to write that in a mathematical equation, that will be m water closet plus the urinals should equal to the female water closets there. Now, as you can see in our problem, the water closets for the females is 13. And then if you add the water closet and urinals for the male, that's only 9. No, so it does not satisfy this equation right here. So that's 13. So we need to add more no to the male plumbing fixtures para mo equal lang siya to 13. So we can assume now we can add 2 in each. So plus 2 because 4 man ang kuwang no because 13 minus 9 that's 4. So now we are going to plug those values. That's 6 male water closets plus 7 urinals, it's now equal to 13. So na-satisfy na ang equation. So the final tally will now be 6 water closets for the male, and then the urinals will be 7. Okay, so as much as possible, if this happens, class, nung akuwang ang male, you just spread out the additional na fixtures. So now you got so now you have your answer no, as to how many are required plumbing fixtures are for this type of building. Okay, now we move on to a sample problem number 2. But before we proceed, no, are there any questions regarding that? Wala ra?
Wala, sir.
Okay. So just a review are there questions? Naman to need. Okay. So I'm assume wala no. So again, you can just review this recording later if there are some things nga you are not clear about, and also you can ask me questions later on. Then for sample problem number 2, determine the minimum required plumbing fixtures for a restaurant that has a max capacity of 240 packs in one sitting. Okay, so the second problem is about restaurants. So if you scroll through this one, you can see here the type, no, restaurant, pubs, and lounges. And then again, you can see the different ranges for the water closets, urinals, and lavatories. Okay, so 240 packs, so still the same, no? I mean, the process will be the same. You can just tabulate it so that you can visualize it clearer. So again, water closet, urinal, lavatory, water closet, lavatory. Then population was 240. So you can just write here that's 120, 120. Okay, so again, we'll refer to the table. Okay, so this one, it's quite easy, no? Because the population falls naman within range. So if the male population is 120, how many water closets are needed based on this? Ilaman. Okay, any answers?
3.
3? Anong 3 man? Male pa, male.
2, sir.
Yes, the answer is 2. No, because it falls within this range kanisha. 120 man, so of course it falls within 51 to 150. So of course we'll be needing 2 water closets. So that is 2. Of course, for the female, that is 3, no, kanisha here in this range. Okay. Then for the urinals, again, use the table beside it. So see here, 1 rano for the range nga 1 to 150. So that's 1. And then for the lavatory, again, that is just 1, no? 1 raang kinahanglan. So that's 1, 1. Okay, 120 raman siya. 1 and 1. Okay, so that's it for sample problem number 2. Now again, you can see there that there's a footnote. I know, but I guess that is just a typographical error because this is in the lavatories man na butang. No, and the footnote number 14 is referring man to the water closet. So you can just ignore this one for the lavatory when it comes to the restaurants. Then of course, if we're going to apply it, equal naman sa daan ang lavatory, no? Because they have the same requirement one. Okay, so that's it for sample problem number 2. And then for sample problem number 3, determine the minimum required plumbing fixtures for an office space with 138 employees. So this time, given na ang populations, we don't have na to assume nga half-half siya. Again, just tabulate that one. And using this table again, we look for an appropriate building type. So office space, no? So here we have dormitories, school, dwellings, hospitals, institutional. Okay, here, office or public buildings. But it's for employee use man. So of course, we're going to use this specific row right here. Not this one, no, because this is for public man. So again, office or public buildings for employee use because it is stated in the problem. So again, the population is 60, then 78. So again, I refer to the ranges here. So for 60 males, so that is for the first 55, that's 3. No, since and then we have a surplus no, or over of 5. So again, we're going to need to add one more fixture. No, even though wa siya kaabot of 40 persons ng additional because I think there's a lacking statement here. It should be add one fixture for each additional 40 persons or a fraction thereof. Okay, so we still need to add one basta musubra lang siya sa range. Okay, so but of course if the surplus no after the first 55 is 80 persons, so of course we're going to add now 2 no because for each additional 40 man and then 80 divided by 40 is 2. But since 5 raman ang surplus, that's less than 40, so we're just going to add 1. Okay, so for the male water closets, that is 4. Then for the female, 78. So this time we're going to compute no how much is the surplus or the over. So 78 minus 55. So again, that's still 23, no? So still less than 40. So we're going to add 1, no? But if pag compute mo ni there's a surplus of let's say 45 or 50, so that you will add now 2, no? Not just 1. Because ni sobra naman ka sa first additional nga 40 persons. So this time, that is 5 water closets. And then for the urinals, we have here a 1 urinal for 10 to 50 males. So again, our population is 60, so we're going to add 1. No, because it's less than 50. So the urinal is, urinal requirement is 2. Then for the lavatories, that's 1 per 40. So you can divide it, no, like this one. So 1 per 40, so 60 population, 60 divided by 40. No, so you would need 1.5 ng water closets, no, but of course wala may 0.5 ng water closet. So we will round it up, no, to the nearest whole number. So 60 for 60 males, you would need 2 lavatories, no, in a restaurant. So same case with females. So 78 divided by 40, it's 1.95 nga what I mean nga lavatories, no? But again, walay 0.95 nga lavatories. So we need to round it up to the nearest whole number. Okay. So there we have it. Then again, take note there's a footnote, no? There 14. So again, we need to satisfy this equation. Male water closet plus urinal equals female water closet. So our water closet and urinals for males is 6. And then our water closets for the females is 5. No? So we're going to add 1 here para mahimo silang 6. No? Para 6, 6. Okay, so when you're going to satisfy this equation class, always add no sa Sa fixtures nga kulang, never subtract. If you're going to subtract, then of course need go na ka sa yung go below na ka sa minimum required nga number. Again, 6 plus 6 means 6 equals 6, I mean. So now you satisfy this equation. So your final tally will be for the male restroom. For this problem, we have 4 water closets, 2 urinals, and 2 lavatories. And then for the female, we have 6 water closets and the same amount of lavatories, which is 2. Okay, so I'm going to upload this files tab, no, kaning mga correct answers, and then try to try to solve these problems again using the table so that you'll know that you did the process correctly.